All right. Now, now it's live. I was having problems getting connected a second ago. I was streaming, but it just was throwing it out. It wasn't showing up here. Yep, now it's there. But I think it is somewhat possible. Let me just check in on this one. It's possible it added it to this. Let's see. Instead of no, I don't think it did. Where was the conversation with the lady? Did I even lose that? That would be so bad. It's possible it's just in here. I don't know how long. What? Let me check my. The time code's not going to tell me what time the call happened at. The call happened recent. Google was 45 minutes ago, but I have no idea when that would be on this timeline. I definitely had Google Ads open though when she called. Let me see if I can listen to the end of this and see what's going on. Intimately, that the spiritual hazing that I'm getting is like life being disrespectful and kind of a pain in the ass and trying to tell me that I'm a stupid person and not doing the right things. And yet I know that like I'm at least on the right track. Like I haven't figured it out yet, so I can't say that I've outsmarted, the game. And frankly, it's obvious. All the web stuff that I'm talking about is completely clear as day. Obvious. Not that hard to do with a little bit of money and the right team and the right ideas. Like somebody who's tried to make a web framework before knows about all the challenges of making a web framework. And frankly, I think jQuery was probably you just need an object-oriented web framework to keep things organized, and then you need to be able to see what you're making. So like you can log things in the right spot and configure that log properly. And I spent a lot of my early years in the first couple of years of doing the stuff working on a logging system. So that instead of using the console, I don't think the chat is there. That's kind of crazy. That's a little conspiratorial right there. Like, I think I might have turned on the stream again and thought I was streaming. Like I definitely was streaming. My OBS, or at least my OBS, was sending the data, but like YouTube was rejecting it, I guess. So that's kind of bullshit. This 2600, 3000 kbps or whatever, like this little blue button, like these things turn on when I'm streaming. And so I was streaming the video to YouTube, but because I hadn't configured the stream with a different title, and it didn't matter a few minutes ago. That's the crazy thing. Because the last stream I did, which the title was "Can I edit this while I'm live?" It was actually a different title, and then I edited it while I'm live. I was typing it in, "Can I edit this while I'm live?" to test, and it worked. So like, I was able to stream with the same title as before and didn't have any problems renaming it after it went live. But then they changed their policy while I was streaming. It's so fishy. It's like I cannot think of a possible explanation. I mean that's it. It's like a massive coincidence, but I don't think that's actually what happens. I think it's just fishy. It's super fishy, and I think it's all kind of a rigged system. But in any event, a bunch of streamed video that I thought was going live. I had a whole conversation with this YouTube support lady, and I was pretty sure it was streaming live and being saved to YouTube. It's possible it's in there somewhere, but I don't think so because it was right as the kids were coming home. Or maybe right before that. Do I have the actual time stamps on this one? Do I show my time thing on here? What does this say? 3:37, or is that 1:37? 1:37. So it'd be like 2 hours later, which is not in this one. So yeah, I definitely had a second stream that got deleted, and a massive stream that got deleted. So there's a little learning lesson not to trust YouTube and their bullshit streaming system, or just maybe make sure you change the title when you're going live. Inspiration. So, I don't know, these titles are, actually those are pretty cool thumbnails. These titles are definitely more like prepared, right? They make it seem like you've thought this through and prepared this whole thing, and it's a little bit better than my impromptu kind of bullshit. But that's just the style of my 4-hour-long streams, and so I've thought about trying to stop the stream and edit the title, and then start again and try and stay on point and like connect the basically make a little bit that's a little bit more topical and focused, because that's what people want. But that's not what I'm capable of doing right now. It's really hard for me to stay focused and not like drop my pencil on the floor when I'm streaming, and editing it's a whole thing. So fuck, that's really, is it possible I was recording the last one locally and not streaming? I don't think so. It definitely seemed like it was streaming, but let's see here. I think it'd be videos, OBS. So there was, yes, this one it was a few minutes ago. Yeah, it's only for 4 minutes. This is the one where I clicked record and stream. Somehow I clicked record and stream at the same time. They were both going, and I guess I could just start recording parts of my stream. So like I can toggle these on and off separately. So what I'm thinking is I'm streaming now, and that's kind of just whatever. It's just more of a brain dump, external processing, vlogging, whatever. And the start recording could happen kind of simultaneously, but also independently, where I start and stop. So for example, now I'm recording. I'm streaming and recording, and they're two different clips. And as you can see over here, it just popped up in my OBS thing, and it's an unfinished file, but everything that I'm saying now is kind of going to go into this file, and it's recorded locally and uncompressed, or at least probably a better resolution than YouTube compresses the stuff down, and you might lose a little bit of frame rate or resolution or whatever. But yeah, and then when I'm done, I click stop recording. Now, once you have these little clips, it's really tricky to organize them. I could rename it. That one wasn't anything important, and so that's kind of the problem here. Is like I don't even know what all these things are. A lot of them are just me ranting. Sometimes I might try and do something with them. Occasionally, I'll bring them into a video editor and try and actually like edit them down into something that makes sense. But that is pretty tricky. Now I do kind of want to launch this one. I was thinking about streaming myself editing it. I'm not really sure. I don't know if this whole mastermind thing is just even necessary. I'm thinking about just scrapping it. The problem is that the audio here is tailored to this time frame. So I could either just keep the audio or try and remix it. Let's turn that up. If you don't know what a mastermind... So the audio is ducking. Every time I start talking, the audio gets squashed to be a lot quieter. If you don't know what a mastermind community is, you can Google it. But it's basically a badass team of people with a specific goal. Andrew Carnegie was the original mastermind. He knew little about steel, but by bringing together the best steel minds in the world, he was able to create the world's largest steel company. I have a lot of ideas for different mastermind communities, but one thing I'd like to focus on is digital production, which is basically hiring people to make cool stuff that you can sell online. So if you're a designer, developer, or you're just interested in startups and technology and making money online, you can come join my Discord mastermind community. Yeah, so the music kind of gets louder and quieter, and it's not perfect. I mean, I just kind of rough these together, but it's not a bad first go of this thing. It's much more edited and polished than anything else I've done. This part just kind of like, I have this big empty space here, and then it transitions into this bit here. I don't love and I don't love this part here, but really anything could go here because the audio's quieter, and it kind of just ends. YouTube, you can click the link, or if this is not an advertisement, you need to look in the description to find the link. And that end part there is kind of cool. You need to look in the description to find the link. It's hard to hear it because it's so quiet, but it's basically the same bit as the very beginning. So I think starting and ending it with that same sound would be kind of cool, but it'd have to potentially go right there to kind of just flow into it. Or I could probably chop this and like repeat any of it if I wanted to stretch these. I've thought about doing that, but haven't really figured it out. I have a lot more of the story to tell. I don't know if doubling down and trying to tell more story when I still haven't published this first one is a good idea, because I just ran an ad and failed with it, and it's maybe because my ad and part 2 weren't good enough. So if I try and tell a story, I don't know if my voice is the right one. Like, it seems like people don't want to listen to me, so I might have to just accept that defeat, even though it's kind of bullshit. I remember I brought these 2 clips in. I have no idea what's in them. Set up those ads, but I need to have the video ready to go. I mean, I started re-editing, and fuck, man, it's like I just don't have what it takes, I guess. I'm just a fucking loser trapped here forever because the game of life is just this stupid fucking thing where I can't do it. It's so it's so true. Fuck. So here we are again. This is when the brain stops working so well. Get the flow of energy. I need to like tilt my camera down or something when I just lean back, because I like shrink into the floor. I think Miles might be here, the neighbor kid. Don't really like thinking out loud when there's people listening. Gotta like then filter what I'm saying, because I say a lot of stupid shit. Close the door. Could just kind of turn on some music and work in silence. What kind of content could fill these gaps? I don't necessarily have to tell people that my ad failed, because then it lets them off the hook like a lot easier. If you give people a reason to say no, then they're just gonna say no because they're lazy. So, well, it's just because it's easier. It's like they don't know what it is, and just the uncertainty of the situation makes it way easier for them to just be like, no thanks. It's like when a salesperson approaches you on the street and is like, hey, you want a free t-shirt? It's like, oh, I don't know, like, probably not. I don't know, a lot of people like t-shirts. A lot of people punch you in the face to take your free t-shirt. Fuck, so... I don't know if trying to create a new piece of content for those gaps is the best. So can I not shrink this anymore? Okay. I definitely don't love this part here, but yeah, I mean, it's sort of a reason to... Alright, what I can do is I can duplicate this timeline, which I've done a bunch of times and don't think it's really a good idea, but we're going to do it anyway. Duplicate timeline. Maybe I just have that as a backup and start editing this one, rather than trying to rename them, potentially rename them both. Backspace is better than delete. If you click delete in this program, it like messes up your whole timeline. It retimes everything if there's anything synced up. So anyway, backspace will keep everything in place. Oh, this is part of that bit. So maybe I... Whoa there, DaVinci. Let's not be so squirrely. Shift scroll wheel. Makes them smaller. And then Alt mouse wheel kind of shrinks these this way. I could put it, put it over here. Definitely don't think these are, I mean, this isn't even the landing page anymore. And then this part. So this part is kind of okay, I guess. Money online. You can come join my Discord mastermind community. Yeah, so it's a little too loud and hard to hear, but it's not terrible. I could do a new, try and do a new bit here about like record a sample of the Discord that, you know, now what it looks like. So I didn't show myself yet, which I could do. I could just, well, I could export this from Figma, pull it in as a whole slide, full screen slide into DaVinci. So I could try and plan a new bit from Figma. Where is my little frame here? I guess let's just export this one. Where is that thing? Oh my god, it's like on the side here all the way at the bottom. My coffee mug's in the way, I can't even see that part of the screen. Let's name it like me branded. Figma export mastermind. I could do a new folder for new. It's probably a bad system, but so I don't have to dig through for the new stuff. And I don't know, is there anything else I should put over there? I don't know if I have these in there. Yeah, it's like I want to tell my story, but I need people to listen. Maybe I should stop doing the Discord server and try and collect email addresses, because maybe that's a lot easier for people to part ways with rather than trying to install this Discord server. So let's think about this. If we so add to Google form. I mean, this is what I've been kind of thinking would be maybe better than Discord, but a Google form is not very inspiring. It's not like people can see your Google form and be like, wow, that looks cool. It's more like, this seems a little janky. Not sure I want to get started with this. But it's just an email address. And so I mean, it is kind of a tricky sell. Like, what's going to entice people to sign up to fill out the form? Well, I think so like basically it's more like I'll provide answers to all questions. So basically it's profile type questions, or, you know, just kind of simple status questions that I can answer about myself. And so this is kind of what I've thought. It's like, how successful are you? How happy are you? Do you want to join a team? What skills do you have to offer? I mean, that's a pretty good place to start. Now, is everyone going to sign up, going to actually want to join one? Maybe not. So how happy am I? I think I said a -2 before, right? Like, it could be worse slightly, but that's pretty bad. And how successful am I? I think it could be worse, but it's pretty bad. And definitely want to join a team. And definitely have some skills to offer. So now I kind of think just setting up a website with like interest-based opt-in. So like if I can create a little topical visualize topics. So it's basically like creating these little meme things for like conspiracies, for like digital production, for pretty much all the things. I mean, I could potentially just go crazy with it and create thousands of pages for all the ideas that I have. But then it's like people join, sign in with Google, choose an avatar and nickname. I wonder if you get AI to generate like unique avatars and nicknames that kind of, I don't know, either follow. If you could have a very large number, you need to have a very large number of them, but if they were kind of like clever or funny or whatever, creating a username is kind of a terrible thing, right? Like, sorry, that was taken. It's like, what do you call yourself? Kind of think that needs to be fixed. But a one-click sign-on would be awesome. I hate doing like email verification. Signing up for school was, I let Google generate a password and I had to go verify my email. But it's like, why not just do social login, guys? It's one click. But nowadays, social login is like a schizophrenic nightmare. It's like, pops up in your face, and then you accidentally click the wrong spot, and then it pops up in your face, and then you click that one, but then you should have clicked the other one, and then it refreshes the page and does all this. It's just like, whoa, dude, how can we let people just automatically sign in, essentially? Like, what if you're just automatically signed in on any page? Because, well, it's not really how the internet works right now, but it could in the future. So what do we have? We have, well, it's sort of like the Substack experience. I thought was pretty lousy, although somewhat inspiring. It's like choose which interests. It's like to subscribe to. I mean, are you configuring you're configuring your feed, like your experience, but you really just want to be able to browse these things. So it's like, at the top level, all topics that reach a certain importance rating, essentially. And then topic scoping is basically like choose a parent topic like web stuff, and then now we see the most important web related posts. Now creating a post system like tweets, where there's potentially massive amounts of them, is going to be a tricky thing to do effectively. If you get a little bit of money and can support the data, it's actually not that much data. Wouldn't be that hard. I have plenty of gigabytes on my computer. I could probably set something up, but that would take a lot of time, and I can barely tie my shoes these days. So yeah, I'm struggling, and I want to tell people about the struggle, and like maybe I use little slides to do it, but for some reason it's just not coming. It's not flowing very well. Can I help you?
Can I get one of my friends? I don't know which, because sometimes I get Phoebe, but she can't play, and then I go to Ace's house, and then she can play, but then if Phoebe also comes.
All right, so where was I? Yeah, so this idea is basically like, rather than try and get people on Discord, or even rather than do a Google ad, man, I'm really bummed that Google call wasn't recorded. That's actually bullshit. I cannot believe that happened. YouTube just threw out my stream. I somehow doubt it's recoverable in any way. Like, I was allegedly just streaming the data to, or supposedly a streaming, my OBS said I was streaming, and I thought it was streaming. Now it is streaming, but like, what? This is not live. There we go. It threw it out. Like I had like 2 or 3 streams in between these two, and because I didn't change the title, it just threw it out. Like that's crazy, because it didn't do it before. I still can't wrap my head around why that would actually happen, but I don't know. So having a hard time focusing here, and I think the Google form could be a decent place to start. Well, I mean, frankly, just that one slide. What if just one slide? Well, I already exported it, didn't I? We created a brand new timeline. New timeline. Take 9. It would be the import media, documents, Figma export, mastermind, new, nothing. Did I not export it yet? Sheesh, where was that thing anyway? Is this one? Export me branded is in the new thing. Is this not? This is a PNG. Why doesn't it show up there? That's crazy. I've never had that problem before. Oh my god, what is going on here? I mean, this is a pretty simple formula, right? Like, but I mean, could I get people to respond just based on one little message? I don't know. It's like, forget Discord. Maybe I talk about the Google form and just, I don't know. I could do a quick run through of like, I'm trying to create a mastermind server. I've been trying to edit the thing, but it's, you know, easier said than done. I paid $100 with this first ad, and I mean, if people are interested in joining the Discord, maybe it should just work, but like, I wanted to post that Google support call in the community because it was actually crazy. And there's no, I mean, she told me that if I connect to YouTube, they can get me the IP addresses of the invalid clicks. I mean, this is just pure bureaucracy where like they haven't plugged their databases in properly, and they're making me call their YouTube support crew to get an export of all the IP addresses, and then from that I can give that to the ad people and they can import it and try and fix it in their system. It's basically just a bunch of bullshit that shouldn't have to be like that. It should be automated, but I guess if that's how I save my $100, then, but it's kind of proof that the service is kind of garbage. So So maybe I just need to create a better version of the WebOS video. I could watch it again and see. In fact, wasn't it in here? think it was this one. It was exactly this one. Let's see what this is. Well, actually, I should put this, whenever I bring in a new video like this, I should just throw it into a new timeline. This would be the WebOS to Discord pitch 1 edited. It's a mouthful, but that's basically it. And now I think I want to just close all these timelines because you can't. Okay, job. Can we, what does this do? Okay. So I have 2 new timelines here that I may or may not ever use for anything, but all right, here we go. Okay, so I've never really made a video entirely about the WebOS, and so this is a rough go of it. I'm not ready to do this yet. There's a lot of stuff I would have to organize, but I do have a few images I can show you. So let's flip over here and zoom around. These are some logos I made. I'm playing with the designs here. I made this one that kind of is cool. It summarizes the whole concept, and so you basically have a bunch of existing websites and tools, and if you add them all together, it's like Node is kind of the underlying technology for a lot of them. I mean, it's browser technology. It's just a website. If you know anything about JavaScript, you know how that works. But this is the WebOS, and it is kind of like a big generic idea. But I mean, if you were to think about it for more than a few seconds, you realize that there's a lot of things that can be streamlined about the internet that don't work so well. And so the WebOS is really just more of an idea than an actual like specific product, in my opinion. I mean, getting from the idea phase to the product phase is important, but and I do have a working version of the WebOS, working in a sense that it's not completely broken. Let me see if I can pull up. Firebase. I'm trying to find this app that I made. Why can't I ever find it? Like I know it's in here somewhere, but now I'm wasting time. Now I have to edit this video if I'm going to post it anywhere. I wanted to find the link. Here we go. Okay, there's a couple of them. I don't know why. I guess Firebase isn't in that URL. Isn't this one? No, Firebase app. I don't know if I can find it. Anyway, it's way too big. Well, the text is way too small. It needs to stretch out and grow a little bit for this mega layout. But this website is powered by the code, the WebOS code. It's really just a little view library. It's just like jQuery. It's just a pretty, but it does like client-side rendering via JavaScript, and so you can do extremely like. Yeah. So. I think it's kind of cool, but the layouts are a little bit iffy on that big screen. It's kind of disappointing because I didn't really work on this. I didn't build them to be great at such a giant screen. I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but it's a little stretched out or whatever. And I mean, it's definitely a little bit too slow and wordy. I'm not sure if editing this down is even worthwhile. It was a decent go of it. I mean, as the ad video, it's definitely kind of like not great. Penny, what are you doing? Nintendo. Alright, we're going to turn this off for a minute.